Hello again on this day after Christmas, and we're gonna share something we enjoyed on Friday night, and it's a Magnum of California Syrah from Tensley. It's called OGT. It's one of their two Magnum bottlings, OGT and BMT. These are the initials of their two kids. We talked about this a little bit when I did the tour of the region, Santa Rita, Santa Ynez Valley, with Tensley was one of the vineyard and wineries I visited. We tasted their Syrah. They're very well known for their Syrahs in the region. And they have a range of single vineyard Syrah, like the Thompson Vineyard, the Tensley Vineyard, the Colson Vineyard. And they have a blend that's the Santa Barbara Syrah. The Tensley Vineyard is really, and we talked about this, is tend to be a little bit more restrained, a little bit more even keeled if you want. The Colson Vineyard has a little bit more sort of a mix between what you expect from a California Syrah and a European Syrah. So a little bit more fruit, still a little bit of that restraint. The Magnum here is 50% Colson, 25% Tensley, and 25% Thompson, which is their other single vineyard. So it's supposed to bring together their idea of what makes the best mix of everything they have to offer. This is 2014. These wines, everybody says they can be enjoyed right away or they can be aged. When I tasted the Magnum when I was there, it was a 2019. It was really good, so I have no doubt. We've been drinking this for 2 days, so it's been enjoyed by everybody, and I just wanted to share it with you. Anyway, on the color, this is, I don't know if you can see the legs here. It's pretty alcoholic. On the color, it's very, very dark. It's really that sort of dark, deep, rich. It's got a little bit of that purple tint you expect in a Syrah, but it's, very red, very dark. The walls of the glass are really coated, kind of like within, the alcohol, which becomes, viscous. So it just looks very rich and very concentrated. On the nose, a lot of red fruit. The cassis was the first thing that struck me when I opened the bottle. Dark, red fruit, blueberries, blackberries, but not super ripe. On a little bit more of the tart side of things. A little bit of that, cocoa that you would get also with a bittersweet notion. But also I get acidity, and I got that also drinking it. A lot of acidity, a lot of tartness, a bit, maybe kind of almost like if you want an espresso type of thing, or a coffee, acidic coffee that you get in some of the make coffee blends. Very interesting, very multi-dimensional in a way. It's got some notion, some flavors that maybe on their own you think are not very attractive, like acidity, like tartness. But in this wine, they're really making a very interesting mix. And start with the finish. The finish, because of the tannins and the acidity, the finish really stays with you. So you definitely feel it. And I think it is acidic. It's something you want to eat some food with, because on its own, I think it may be a little bit too much. I think in the mouth, on the palate, it's got that alcoholic viscosity. It's got the fruit, but not overwhelming. It really reminds me of a very nice Saint Joseph. Some of these Saint Joseph have a lot of zing, citricity in them, and they kind of like cut through everything, and they're really nice on specific days, depending on what you're eating. And on some days you might find them a little much. And this is what I'm finding with this, and I'm still torn because it just really has got this amazing variety of flavors and fruit, but there's this acidity that I don't know why, either it needs more time to resolve itself, or in this particular bottle it just comes to the fore. But I find it hard to enjoy without food going right away with it, which is not always the case with these red wines. So anyway, a really interesting bottle of wine, locally produced, very high demand. These magnums are hard to find, but also very high quality. But to me, right now, it's got this acidity that maybe needs to be resolved. Maybe I'll try to find an older one and see how that fares. But it really reminds me more of a European Syrah than an overripe, over-rich, California Syrah, which is kind of always interesting to find. Merry Christmas, everybody. Cheers, and see you soon.